anyone before joining our tour have assisted Singapore immigration? No, huh? Okay. Please come inside. Next one, no carrying bag with you, no duty-free item with you, huh? Okay, please come to the party or pass by here for your safety. I call your name, respond to me. Nadia. Nadia, at 1 hour walking. Okay, look after your children. Yeah. Second, the tour is being conducted in English. Okay. Next one, please have your sticker on your chest so that yes, our tour guide can recognize you. Please follow the tour guide timing, not your own timing, because everyone having the onward flight. Okay. Set your watch in Singapore time, no other country time. Okay. Next one, your valuable item, your golden Rolex, credit card, cash must be passport must be always with you. You cannot leave it on the bus when you go down for the sightseeing. Understand? You must be able to walk 1 hour. Understand? Okay. I'm sure everyone has done the SG arrivals card. Later, in the immigration, you have problem, come and look for me. Okay, I will help you. Okay, next one, custom, very important. Take note, no duty-free item, cigarette, tobacco, alcohol to be brought out of Singapore custom or immigration. Okay. Lastly, vapes, electronic cigarette, you cannot have it in your pocket. You will have it. One throw now. Understand? Once you are caught, it's very serious. Electronic cigarette is very serious in Singapore. No tolerance. Understand? Line to line, please. Let me do the head count. You count first. 2 line, please.
I'm John Wee, I'm not John Wick, I'm not a killer. Yeah. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, later I'll be your guide for the next 2.5 hour tour. I understand that you have checked your attendance and marked your, have your briefing inside. But now I'll go do another attendance check because you're a transit guest. The airport cares a lot about you all. So I apologize if I pronounce your name wrongly. I'll try my best to. Okay, do I have Steven from Belgium? Today for your tour, along the way, I'll be doing a lot of good photos for you all. And I promise you, no charge.
You can share them.
Sorry?
You can share them for
No, just a moment, no worries. Okay. Okay. For those who wanted to have the photo later, you can add me to the WhatsApp. I will walk around to let you all link. Okay, I promise you for privacy wise. Once after the tour, I'll send the photos to you and I'll delete off all the photos. Okay, for privacy wise. Some people will not want me to. And to be frank, one day I have about 5 to 6 tours. 1 month I have about 150 tours. My phone is also not super memory. Yeah. Okay. Those who have just later will link me to the WhatsApp. Do send me a hi or hello message, so I know it's you, so I can send the photos to you. Do not send the message to me tomorrow or the day after, because after the tour I send the photos to you, I will delete all. Everyone can hear me from behind? Okay. Later when we are going up the bus, okay, I know there are some of you that are taller than me, you are much taller than me. Yeah, in front of the bus there are 2 mirrors. Again, very big mirrors. Be careful when you're walking, please do not knock your head on the mirrors. I don't want anyone to have head concussion. And when you go up the bus, the first seat actually belongs to the tour guide. And it's labeled there for my seat. My microphone is there. Please do not see on my microphone. Yeah. We have a 49-seater. There's only 22 of us here. More than enough seat. Everyone can sit down. Okay, just put your seat and no need to push, no need to rush. We got more than enough seat. Even if you sit down, you can put another chair, back on another chair, it's fine. We got enough seat. Okay? So, okay, Everyone be careful to not knock on this. Yeah, I want to have. Come, let's come. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.大家快行李箱一下。Belt. And be careful, be careful. Be careful. On the bus, you do not need to go on safety belt. Except for the middle seat. If you are sitting in the middle seat, you need to put safety belt. Why? Because I do not want the bus to suddenly stop and see a Superman or Supergirl flying. Okay. Yeah. No need. The rest is okay. Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. Okay. We are not on an education trip, we are on a holiday trip. Let's be relaxed, enjoy and be interactive. Okay, my name is John, I'm John Wee, not John Wick. I'll be your tour guide with you for the next 2.5 hours. Okay, Singapore weather, I have a good news to tell you all. The good news is today, Singapore only rain and shine, and today is unlikely to rain because it already rained in the morning. Okay, afternoon will be sunny. But the bad news is Singapore is very hot. Singapore temperature today is about 32 degrees. And we are not as hot as India 34 or as hot as Thailand 35. But we are near the equator, we feel like 5 degrees. This free Singapore tour is brought to you by Changi Airport and Singapore Airlines. Since we are at Changi Airport, you know that Changi Airport have just won the 13th time the best airport in the world. Whoa. Okay, since we're at Changi Airport, can anyone tell me in Changi how many terminals do we have? 3, 4. Anyone? Different answer? 4. Anyone with different answer? This morning, a small girl tell me 100. And last night, there's a man who tell me 2. I asked him, you meet me at Terminal 3 and you tell me 2 terminals. Okay, currently now we have 4 terminals. Okay, Terminal 1 is where we find the Jewel Vortex, the waterfall. Terminal 2 is where you can find the digital fountain. Terminal 3 currently is our biggest terminal. It was built the biggest terminal back then because of A380 plane. Why is A380 plane? Remember the double-decker plane? Yes, it was built the biggest terminal for Terminal 3 is because of this double-decker plane. And Terminal 4 is our digital terminals where you can do your self-kiosk. These 4 terminals serve about 67 million passengers in a year, costing through about 80 million tourists yearly. Okay, coming soon in 5 years time, 2030, we are going to welcome our Terminal 5. Yeah. Wow. Anyone want to make a guess how big will be Terminal 5? Terminal 5 will be equivalent to Terminal 1 plus Terminal 2 plus Terminal 3 plus Terminal 4. It's going to be very, very big, very, very huge at the other end. So with this Terminal 5 being built, Singapore is going to expect another 50% more tourists coming to Singapore, coming to about 120 million tourists. Okay, when you're walking out from the airport, you'll see a lot of the word SG60, SG60. What does SG60 stand for? SG60 actually stands for SGE Singapore, and 60 stands for we have just celebrated our 60th birthday. Okay, 3 months ago on the 9th of August, Singapore have just celebrated the next 60th National Day. Yes, 60 years ago in 1965, when we just got our independence, we wanted to build a garden in the city. That's why on your left and right you see a lot of greeneries. Talking about greeneries, everyone look on your right. Do you see the trees? Especially these trees. Does it look like broccoli to you? The branches. Yeah, it makes me feel hungry. I haven't taken my lunch yet. Yeah. This is a very common tree you find in a tropical country. Not the sun, but the rain. This is a rain tree. Okay? Last time before we had clock and watches, how do we keep track of time? We use the rain tree. Rain tree is very unique. They are open their leaves in morning 7 a.m. again to absorb sunlight. And this is a good time indicator to tell everyone. Time to wake up, time to start work. And this rain tree, at 7 p.m. in the evening, they close the leaf because there are no more sunlight to absorb. And this is another good time indicator to tell everyone, time to stop work, time to have dinner. So last time before we have clock and watches, we use the rain tree as a time tree. Okay, I know a lot of y'all are coming to Singapore, especially on the bus. There's a lot of ladies. You want to know how is the safety and security in Singapore? Yes, in Singapore it's very, very small. I wouldn't say that we are no crime, but I would say that we are low crime. Okay, any ladies, you just walk on the street, you just scream on it, just scream. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you will have about 20 to 30 police coming to you. Yeah, you don't see many police walking around now because in Singapore our police like to wear civilian, like you and me. So when you're walking, you don't know your left side or right side, is there a policeman? But over the whole Singapore, we are under civilian camera with 2 satellites looking down in Singapore. That is why our windows, our bus window, our car windows are all clear, transparent. In Singapore, we are not allowed to have any color shaded windows. Remember, I tell you all, no walking, no standing up on a moving bus, no eating, no drinking, except plain water on the bus. I will not catch you. It's the camera that will catch you. Yes. Okay, a lot of people have been telling me, asking me, John, I thought in Singapore littering is a fine, but I've been happily throwing my tissue, I've been happily throwing my soft drink can, I've been happily throwing my sweet wrapper, but nobody catch me. Okay, don't know that when you walk out from the airport, you already have your face recognition done up. You know that? You scan your face already. So those who are throwing their tissue, capture. Those who are throwing their soft drink can, capture. Those who are throwing the sweet wrapper, capture. And when they goes back to the airport, they'll be invited to the office and have a free coffee. I'm not joking, because a lot of my guests actually had the free coffee before. Yeah. Okay, everyone, you can look on your left. Okay, this area is the East Coast Recreation Park, or what we call the East Coast Beach. The beach is very, very long. It's about 16 kilometers long. Later you will even see the sea behind. Yeah. Slowly you will see the sea behind. Okay, usually what you do at the beach? Sunbathing, nice. What you do at the beach? Okay, you are at the beach looking at her, I know. Okay, what you do at the beach? Swimming. Sunset, looking at sunset. What about you?
Sunset, good view.
Good view. And what about you? What you do at the beach? Drinking. Sunset. Oh, everybody's so romantic. I'm just lazy. I like to lie down, do nothing, and have a cold beer. And some people like to go swimming. It's nice because our sea here do not have sharks. Some people the kids like to play sandcastle, while some ladies will wear bikini, playing beach volleyball with a lot of guys behind. Yeah. And some people even go for cycling. Okay, around here you can see the beach, the sea behind. Okay, what happens then in the ships outside? Okay, can I have a show of hands here? How many of you are first time coming to Singapore? All came to Singapore before? Yeah. Okay, let's see whether you know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Singapore. But let me tell you, you have not reached Singapore yet. Oh, why do I say that? Because currently now our population is 6.1 million people. We have a land size of 734 kilometers square. With 25% of our land is reclaimed land. What is reclaimed land? That means it's a seawater. We throw sand, we throw chemical. About 20-30 years later, it will become a land. Gardens by the Bay, Marina Bay Sand, Suntec City, Singapore Flyer, the Ferris wheel, East Coast Beach, and Changi Airport is all reclaimed land. Now where we are driving now used to be seawater. Okay, now it's a reclaimed land. You have not reached the mainland of Singapore yet. The mainland of Singapore is very, very small. I will inform you when we reach the mainland. Okay, everyone, can I ask you, what tour are you joining today? Can anyone tell me? Heritage and culture. Okay, for free Singapore tour, there are 4 types of tour. The first tour is a city sites tour, which they goes to the Malayan Park. The second tour is a heritage and culture tour. And the third tour is a Singapore River and Marina Bay Sands tour. And there's a last tour in the that will goes in the evening or night. That goes for Sentosa Discovery Tour. Okay, we'll be going for the heritage and culture tour. Okay, this tour talks a lot about history heritage. Okay, to be frank, anyone like to hear history? I'm not. You love to, because I like to hear stories, but I don't like to study. Yeah, so I'll try to make it interesting for you, because I'm a bad student, so I want to tell things in a more interesting way. Is it fine for you? Yeah. Okay, to be frank, it can run away from history, heritage, but in history, in Singapore, we just need to know today, 10 years. Okay, after 10 years, the car will be scrapped and melted. Everyone take up your phone and camera, get ready. We have a nice scenery photography on the left. Okay, first on your seat, you'll see the high dome. There are 2 domes. There's Gardens by the Bay. The higher dome will be Cloud Forest. The lower dome will be Flower Dome. And you see a very tall building there. That's the biggest. That is the biggest hotel in Singapore, Marina Bay Sands, with 2,678 rooms. Beside there, you see the Ferris wheel, the Singapore Flyer, standing at 165 meter tall with 28 capsule. The world's biggest Ferris wheel is London Eyes. Singapore Eyes is number 2. And over here is the Formula 1 Grand Prix pit stop, or the starting point. Every year in Singapore, we have a very grand event in September, the Formula 1 Grand Prix. Okay, and this year we have it in October because one of the country delay time, so all the country will delay. Okay, Singapore is very, very small. We do not have our own circuit, so we have a street race, we have a night race. Singapore is the first country to have a night race for Formula 1. So the whole Singapore light up in the night during the race. Some of you maybe have gone to the Formula 1 Grand Prix before. Okay, very different from other country. Okay, you can see on your left the Gardens by the Bay. You can see the logo artificial tree called Super Tree. It's like an inverted umbrella. You can see on top there they actually have solar panels there to run the energy for the garden. And they also have able to trap rainwater. So try not to stand up. I will not catch you, but if you are captured, you will need to drink coffee in the airport.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually, you will be captured. Okay. But what it is, it depends on whether they want to call you.
Okay.
You can't escape because Singapore cameras all will be captured. But they are depending on who to call. Yeah. Just be careful. Yeah. Okay, talking back to buying cars. Okay, cars in Singapore we can drive for 10 years. After 10 years, the car will be scrapped, melt to ensure that everybody is driving a new car. That is why buying a car in Singapore is very, very expensive. Okay, when you buy a car in Singapore, you buy something called Self-Care Entitlement, COE, which costs you about 80 to 200,000. That is why, for example, you buy a Japanese Honda car, it costs you about 80,000. But you buy a COE at 100,000, end up you are buying the car at 180,000. Very, very expensive. That is why in Singapore, about 60% of the Singaporeans have driving license, but less than 20% of Singaporeans owns a car. The other 80% of Singapore. Yeah. Okay, as I mentioned, Chinatown is very, very big. Okay, now we are entering a very, very big important place of Singapore. It's called Central Business District, CBD. This is our money land. This is our financial land. This is where all the banks and our share market is. Central Business District. You can see everybody looks so stressed over here. Okay, because here is the money land. Yeah. Okay, coming up next on your left, you'll see a very oriental place. It's called Lau Pa Sat. Hokkien is a dialect name that stands for Old Market. It's a hawker center, very colonial style with 120 stores. Singapore have won the International UNESCO Award for Hawker for Humanities, serving good food under the shelter with reasonable price. Yes. And after CBD, we are entering Chinatown. Chinatown, like I say, is very, very big. Okay, we'll be alighting soon, just let me prepare. On the road, come, let's go this way. Let's catch up with the walking. Here you can see the green color. This is the Chula Mosque, the first mosque in Singapore. Okay, built in 1827. There's a mosque here and follow. Okay, in Singapore tour, everyone can see me. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Behind me is the first Hindu temple in Singapore. This is called Sri Mariamman Temple. Why so special? You can see the deer. What they call it the Gopuram. Okay, 6 deer. Why is they believe that if you have the God of temple in your heart, you can fast, you can. Free Singapore tour. Let's catch up. Free Singapore tour. Come. Free Singapore tour. Can we gather here one line? We'll take a group photo over here. Okay, free Singapore tour. Everyone else comes in. Okay, difference and also talks about the building of the whole Chinatown. So you can have an optional tour here. Like I say, there are no Singaporeans around. Okay, I can say. And usually for foreigners, the price is about $25 to $30. For Singaporeans, it's about 15 to 20. And for free Singapore tour, Being sponsored by Singapore Airlines and Changi Airport. Your ring.
呢個我以為幫幫佢哋機牌，因為
It makes you feel proud of how far we've come as a nation.
Free Singapore tour, let's come here. I do a group photo for you. Come, let's be over here. Let's be over here in front. Hot weather already? Yeah. Okay, usually at the airport, if you buy a soft drink, plain water, it'll cost you about $3 or $4. Okay, usually at attraction area, you buy the water is about $5 or $6. The driver have done us a favor. He actually have went to the warehouse, and he's selling the water at $1. But please bear in mind, he's a driver. Please do not take out a credit card and tap on his shoulder. Okay, he's just a driver. Okay, he's selling at $1 Singapore dollars, $1 US or $1 Euro. Forget about the cents, he saved a few dollars. Anyone need the water from him? Anybody need water? I just make sure that you are hydrated. Okay? Okay. If anytime anyone need water, when you're going down, you can get from him. It's at $1. Okay? Okay, we are now still in Chinatown. Okay, Chinatown, like I said, is very, very big. Some of y'all, I saw y'all have the food, have the drinks, or some of y'all even buy shopping items. Yeah. Okay, Chinatown during the Chinese New Year, or during the mid after festival, or what we call the Mooncake Festival, we will have a lot of street decoration, because Chinese New Year, Spring Festival, or the Mooncake Festival is very big event to China, to Chinatown, to the Chinese. You see on your left and right, now we are seeing Chinatown. There are shopping centers also. Yeah, there are shoppings around here. Everyone can see on your left, just right in front, the yellow building. This building is a shopping center that sell only the China authentic items. Okay, like the expensive Chinese tea, the deer horns, or the goat's horns. Yeah, for healing body and the medical herbs, all selling here. Okay, now we'll be going to Kampung Glam, the Malay village, the starting point of Singapore. Singapore started with a Malay village. Okay? A lot of people say when you leave Singapore, you cannot forget three things. You cannot forget your passport. You cannot forget your arrival card. You cannot forget to know the story of Malayan. You doesn't need to go Malayan Park to see Malayan. Just now you saw Malayan ice cream. Malayan, what does it consist of? Why Malayan in the first place? Because Malayan is the Singapore icon. Malayan is the Singapore symbol. Okay? What does Malayan consist of? Of the lion head and the fishtail body. The fishtail body talk about our humble beginning. We used to be a Malay fishing village called Temasek. And the lion head talks about our history about 700 to 800 years ago. Back then, there was this prince called Sanila Utama who traveled by boat to the island of Temasek. And on this island, he saw a specious beast called the lion. He fell in love with the island and he named the island Singapura, which Singa stands for lion and Pura stands for city. This is how we get the name of Lion City. But can you imagine if this fella on that day, he never see a lion and he saw a donkey instead? What will happen to Singapore? I don't want to be called a donkey city. Okay, now we'll be going to the Malay village, the starting point of Singapore. And like I said, Raffles first entered into Singapore. Okay? Can you see the colorful building? The building with a lot of colorful window in front of you, on your left. Okay, this is the first police station in Singapore. And this is the first police station in Singapore, which we call the Old Hill Street Police Station. During World War II, this area, the Japanese used, back then, the Japanese used here as torture and interrogation. Now this place is the Ministry of Communication and Youth for Singapore Arts Exhibition. Can you imagine this building consists of 972 colorful lights, windows, and in the night, if it's lighted up, it's going to be very, very beautiful. You buy the computer, you can buy the tablets. That's on your right, you can see the red color building, Funan Center. Everyone on your left, you'll see the first fire engine in Singapore. Okay, this is the first fire engine and until today is still in use. This fire engine is the first fire engine in Singapore. Okay, everyone, just right in front of you on the left, you'll see right in front the SMU, Singapore Management University. This is the only first university in the city. Okay, the rest of the university is University of Singapore, Nanyang University is all in the extreme west. Why is it here? First is because the private, they teach about financial and money and legal. Okay, can I ask anyone here? Okay, we're talking about the Malay, the Chinese was given Chinatown, the Malay was given Kampung Glam, and the Indians was Chulai Kampung. Later they moved to Little India. What about the Europeans? The Europeans, there was been a sign, Bugis, right in front. Okay, this Bugis. But the Indians, the Europeans do not want to settle down in Bugis. They want to settle down in the river banks. So this Bugis was left empty. Okay, and it was occupied by sailors later. The sailors like Popeye the Sailor Man. Okay, but I share with you something a real true about sailors. Okay, everyone above 21, right? The baby not listening. Okay, sailors. A real true about sailors is that the sailors do not like female. The sailors do not like male. They like half male, half female. The trans is a real true. Okay, this is about sailors' history. And now at the front here, on the left is on your right is shopping center, Bugis Junction. Usually shopping center, you all know, is all fixed price. And on your left, there's Bugis Street. Bugis Street is a very famous shopping in Singapore because this is the only shopping that can bargain for price. Can you imagine you want to buy something, they tell you $20. No, I want to pay 5. No, 15. No, I want to pay 10. So the bargaining goes on. It's very interesting. It's over here. This Jamal Kazura shop, okay, has been for 9 decades, for 3 generations. They have been making perfume. My wife last month actually come here and disturbed me. Are you able to make for me Chanel 5 perfume? And they actually queue and make it for her. Yeah. Okay, over here, this street here, over here there's the Sultan Mosque. I will not go over there to talk because over there they are doing prayer. The Malay actually pray 5 times a day. More in the morning, afternoon, late afternoon, evening and night. Okay, over here, the Sultan Mosque. After I mentioned about the English.
가는 시간 몇 시까지 오시냐?
Reach Singapore, you can see the Turkish shop, and you can even see the Aladdin lamp. Oh. The Turkish shop, the Aladdin lamp. Come this way. Let me show you about the Turkish ice cream. It's very interesting. You might want to try. How do you understand? Yeah, you stand around here to see how they do the ice cream. Yeah. You can see how they do the ice cream. You can see the swing.
Turkish ice cream.
Very interesting. Okay, come, let's follow me this way. Thank you, bro. which they barbecue the skewers, okay, and dip in the peanut curry sauce. And remember, I talked to you about the national drink, teh tarik. Pour from very high cup, very high end to another cup. And because of high end, pouring will mix up evenly. This is Malay village. The first Chinese school is built here. Yeah. Come. Be careful, we're going to cross the road. Everyone is okay? I know you're wet. You're very wet already.
I am.
Yeah. Okay, everyone can hear me? Okay, now that tree. This two is the glam tree. Okay, it's waterproof. Okay, the bark is used to make the boat. The trunk they can use to make furniture. The branches they can use to make the kite. And the fruit they can use to make spice. And the leaves are very special. Everybody know tiger balm? Tiger balm is using the leaf extract to make. Okay, please do not go peel off all the leaves. Okay, come, let's follow me this way. You okay so far? You might want to more space for you here to go down this way. You okay so far? Flights all after 7 o'clock. I would suggest we'll be going to Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3. But as I mentioned, most of your other flights after 7 o'clock, I think you all don't want to end the tour by ending here. You might want to go to the biggest indoor waterfall in the world, Jewel Vortex. Yeah, let's go and see the waterfall. Okay? Waterfall is at Jewel Vortex at Terminal 1. Okay? Some of y'all will be going back to Terminal 2, some of y'all need to go back to Terminal 3. But not to worry, Terminal 1 is in the middle, Terminal 2 is on the right, Terminal 3 is on the left. And at level 2, there's a sky train, it's all connected, and you can go take by a sky train to return back to Terminal 2 or Terminal 3 in about 5 to 10 minutes. And who don't know who is Taylor Swift? Who don't know who is Lady Gaga? Lady Gaga have this year a concert here in Singapore. At this, on your left, that's the indoor stadium. This is where they have the concert. Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift. They have the concert here. Okay, just now there are people who ask me this question. Where do Singaporeans stay? A very good question. Singaporeans stay in Singapore, of course. But just to share with you, you know that more than 80% of the Singaporeans actually stays in the government flats. Yes, I know your eyes are all very big. Because for Thailand, Philippines, India, Indonesia, the moment they hear government house, yucks, dirty, smelly, they give to me, I also don't want to stay. But why do 80% of Singaporeans want to stay in the government house? Because of one word, ownership. If you rent a car for a few hours, will you wash the car? You will not. But if you spend a lot of money to buy a car, will you wash the car? You will. Okay? Singapore government house is not cheap. It costs about 500 to 800,000. And how do Singaporeans afford? The government subsidize. There are a lot of mortgage up to 30 years. Okay? And moreover, when government build a house, they don't only build a house. When they build a house, in front they build a school. Best view. The Changi logo. Everyone, on your right, you see this is Terminal 2. On your left is Terminal 3. And behind me is Terminal 1. The black ring there is jewels. Okay? And on level 2, they are all linked by the SkyTrain. So you can take a SkyTrain back to the terminal is about 5 to 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Singapore Airlines and Changi Airport, I thank you all for joining the free Singapore tour today. I hope you enjoy your tour. Thank you.